Today morning I had met our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi ji at his office in New Delhi, and I had given the petition regarding the safe repatriation of Kishore Saravanan from Tamil Nadu. Not only Kishore Saravanan, hundreds of Indians are stuck in Russia. They have been forcefully recruited into the Russian armed forces. They have been tortured physically and mentally, given steroids, chemicals, and probably, and they have been forced to undergo arms training, and they've been sent to the war front. And this petition was signed by around 68 MPs representing 15 political parties. And the Prime Minister immediately, he said immediately we'll look into it. And I told the Prime Minister, though despite the earlier agreement between the Indian government and the Russian government, and the Russian government's assurance that Indians will not be forcefully conscribed into the Russian armed forces, it is continuing. And Kishore Saravanan is a living example that Russia is still forcing Indians to fight the Ukraine-Russian war. And I told him, Kishore Saravanan's life is a danger, because for the past 2 weeks he was tortured physically and mentally. He was forced to sign documents, and probably after this 2 weeks of armed training, he will be sent to the war front. And right now, in fact, we got a call a couple of days back. Kishore Saravanan spoke to his parents, and they had said, Kishore Saravanan said, he's been confined in a armed camp called Mariupol. This was earlier under Ukraine control, now it is under Russian control, and this is probably 150 kilometers from the Ukraine-Russian border where the war is taking place. Probably in a couple of days he might be sent to the war front. So I told our Honorable Prime Minister, of course our External Affairs Minister has initiated action. They have sent the documents to the Home Ministry, and Home Ministry in fact is speaking to the Russian authorities. Meanwhile, our Foreign Secretary Mr. Vikram Misri also has spoken to the Russian ambassador, speaking about this Indo-Russian prisoner exchange treaty we have, and till the prisoner is probably brought to India, this particular person, Kishore Saravanan, should not be sent to the war front. In fact, he spoke to the Russian ambassador very recently, and he has assured Kishore Saravanan's safety. But meanwhile, we had a disturbing call a couple of days back, Kishore Saravanan calling his parents here in Tamil Nadu, saying that anytime he might be sent to the war front. So today again, after meeting the Prime Minister, I met our Foreign Secretary Mr. Vikram Misri, and I told him about this urgent, immediate, reason to contact the Russian ambassador over here and tell them that Kishore Saravanan should not be sent to the war. It is not only about Kishore Saravanan. Hundreds of Indians are being forcefully conscribed by the Russian armed forces and sent to war. And as per the External Affairs Ministry's official release in January, there were around 126 Indians who were forcefully conscribed into the Russian military, of which 12 died and 16 are missing, and I'm sure the 16 are also dead, and most of others were repatriated. I thank the External Affairs Ministry and the government for this. But in spite of the agreement between the Russian government and ours, the Russian government is still, in fact, doing this inhuman act of pressurizing, forcefully torturing Indians and putting them into war. We have heard about terrorist organizations doing this throughout the world. But this is the first time we are coming across a nation, a government, involving in such inhuman acts of forcing other country citizens to fight their war. And the way they do it is appalling. I came to know that Kishore Saravanan was injected with steroids, with chemical substances, given chemicals, and probably this is something we have heard about terrorists doing it, and it is very sorry. And I requested our Prime Minister immediately act upon it, and Prime Minister has also assured immediate action. And I hope probably not only Kishore Saravanan but hundreds of Indians who are there stuck in these Russian armed forces camps should be brought back to India.